Welcome back. It is the Flow Friday Sports Show here on Flow FM, and it's time to go to Veg Ingram in Gawler in South Australia. She's the president of the Gawler and District Softball Association, and what an exciting time it is in that competition with our first week of finals now underway. Veg, good to have you on the line again. How are you doing?
Very good, Ellis. There were some exciting games on the weekend, and I'm looking forward to the next few weeks.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone is, and I can't wait to hear more about some of the fixtures that were played out in the first round of finals on the weekend just gone. Firstly, let's talk about the men's side, Veg. So give us the updates we need. How did they get on last week, and how do you think they'll go this week?
Yeah, so the men took on Raptors, and they had another really good game. This is going to be the third week in a row with some great pitching by pitcher Kev, some big hits and some very smart base running. They won that game 16-7, which was fantastic. Now, there is no men's game tonight because of the junior state championships that are being held this weekend, and some of our kids are actually participating in the NAMSA team. So that's the Northern Area Men's Softball Association, and they'll be competing in Berri this weekend at the state championships. So that'll be great to go and watch if you're up in the Riverland.
There we go. Great stuff. Well, let's review last weekend's action, Veg. So starting with the under-14s, the Giants, too good for the Kangas. Was this one of the closer games?
Oh, it was extremely good, and you would expect to have some close games in the finals too, and this game did not disappoint. So this was a really good game. So Giants won the toss and elected to field first, which would give them the last bat. Kangas scored first 4 runs in the first innings, with Blake Rosensway hitting a massive home run before Giants got the 3 outs. Kangas held Giants in the field, not allowing a run to be scored. In the second innings, Giants held Kangas to 2 runs and came back and scored 7. In the third innings, Chelsea Varco hit a home run for Kangas, but with some good fielding, Giants stopped Kangas from taking the lead. So it came down to the 4th innings. Giants scored 2 more runs. Kangas scored 1 run before the 3rd out was made. So the final score was Giants 9 and Kangas 8. A very close game. Now, Giants will progress through to the grand final, while Kangas will be needing to play again in a couple of weeks to see if they make it through.
Now, out of this next fixture between the two Trinity sides, Trinity Yellow and Trinity Red, I would expect that this was one of the close ones, but I could be wrong, Veg.
No, you are correct. It was neck and neck, and each team between each innings was taking the lead, so you could not pick which way this was going to go. So Trinity Red scored a run in the first innings, and Yellow took the lead in the bottom of the first, scoring some more runs in the second innings, scoring 4 more runs. Red took the lead with some safe hits by Isaiah Stevenson and Grace Swan. In the third innings, there was some more safe hits. Both scored before 3 outs were made, but Red managed to score another 4 runs. So going into the 4th innings, Trinity Red was 4 runs ahead. Then Yellow came back and scored 7 runs. Then Trinity Red came back again to tie the game, then hit a double hit which brought in the winning run. So Trinity Red winning that one by 1 run, 13-12.
Exactly how a derby should play out, Veg. Absolutely love it. Let's switch our focus to the under-17s. The Kangas there, too good for the Giants, unlike in the under-14s. So how did this game play out?
Yeah, so Kangas really dominated this game over Giants, scoring 7 runs in the first innings. Kangas pitcher Alex Hill did a great job on the mound, striking out 2 of the 3 batters in the first innings, but not before 2 runs came in. Then Kangas again held Giants in the second innings, scored a further 2 runs and then 7 runs in the third. So in the end, Kangas ended up winning that one, 18-2. Now, Kangas will go into the grand final, and Giants will be playing Blue Jays in a couple of weeks to see if they'll make it through.
Now, in Div 2, the Kangas fell short against 2 Wells. How did this one go, Veg?
Oh, Ellis, this was another nail-biting, very close game. So both teams were unable to score in the first innings. In the second innings, Kangas scored 3 runs, holding 2 Wells to none. In the third innings, Kangas scored 3 more runs to hold 2 Wells to none again, but 2 Wells came back in the 4th innings, allowing only 1 Kangas to cross home plate, 2 Wells scoring their first 2 runs of the game. Now, in the last innings, Kangas were leading 7-2. 2 Wells had some tight defence, and then when it was their turn to bat, they came out swinging and scoring 6 runs to win the game, 8-7. So an extremely close game. Now, Two Wells will progress through to the grand final, while Kangas will be needing to battle it out next week.
There we have it. Well, they'll play the winner of Giants v Blue Jays, and that was the Giants. So, Veg, tell us how that game went.
Believe it or not, this was another close game. Again, it was fairly evenly matched throughout the game. In the bottom of the fifth, Giants needed 2 runs to tie and 3 to win. They scored 2 runs, then had 2 runners on, and Michaela Wilson hit a great 2-base hit, which brought in the 2 runs, and Giants taking the lead and to win that game 18-16. So they will be playing the Kangas team, in the prelim final.
Okay, and we also had the Kangas Blue side in Division 1 beating the Blue Jays. Not a happy week for the Blue Jays sides, Veg. How did you see this one?
Yeah, so Kangas really controlled this game, scoring progressively throughout the entire game. They really picked the gaps in the Blue Jays field. Kangas pitcher Caroline Hill, or as Hilly as we know her, dominated in that pitching circle and held Blue Jays scoreless until the 6th inning, where they scored 2 runs. So in the end, Kangas ended up winning that one 21-2.
We also had in Division 1 the Kangas Grey side getting up over 2 wells. It would have been an exciting one, this one, Veg.
It certainly was. So this was another close game. So Two Wells had control over the game early, but Kangas Grey built as the game progressed. Two Wells took 7-run lead in the bottom of the 6th innings, and it was then that Kangas Grey made their move, scoring 4 runs in the 6th innings. Kangas Grey were able to hold Two Wells scoreless in the last innings, the top of the 7th, and Kangas, having the last bat, scored a further 5 runs to win the game 13-11.
There we have it. Well, we'll talk about the Junior State Championships in a second, but I just want to ask you, Veg, it's a unique sort of dynamic to have a break in the finals now after 1 week of it being completed because of these Junior State Championships. So is that going to affect anything going into the second round of finals? Because usually, you've got it all in one block, I guess. You might have a week separating the minor rounds from the finals. Do you think that changes it up at all?
That's a really interesting question. It's not something that often occurs. Usually the Junior State Championships is held a little bit earlier in the year, but for whatever reason, this was the weekend it was chosen. So it's just the way the fixtures worked out. I don't think it's ideal. I think to have the 3-week finals in a row is good. You've got that momentum going, but the Junior State Champs has its benefits as well, with developing more camaraderie between clubs, particularly in the junior grades, and making new friends. So I think come finals, rather than being the opposition, they'll be, yes, they're the opposition, but now they're my friends. So I think it'll be really interesting, particularly for the juniors, to see how the dynamics might change when they take the diamond against each other in a couple of weeks.
All right, well, let's focus in on the Junior State Championships. Tell our listeners all they need to know about this, Veg.
So this is fantastic. So this is an annual event. It's been running for many, many years. Every regional association has the opportunity to host the event. So this year it's going to be held by the Riverland Softball Association. So shout out to the Riverland. They've got some fantastic venues out there, and they've been absolutely fantastic getting everything ready and helping people out with all the accommodation issues that people have faced over the past few months with all the floods. So super looking forward to going up there. Gawler's taking 3 teams. So we've got an under-14 girls, an under-14 boys, and an under-16 girls competition. All of our 5 clubs are being represented within these teams, and it's a fantastic opportunity for the kids to play against people that they don't normally play against. So often you play against the same people every week. You kind of know where people will bat. You kind of know who are the good fielders, who are the fast runners, who will steal bases, who won't. But going up to these competitions, it gets the juniors to really think about things, because they're an unknown quantity when you're facing people from other associations. So that's going to be a really good development skill for our juniors. They're going to experience different coaches that they're not often used to from their weekly competitions. They're going to learn new skills, but best of all, they're going to make new friends. And as I've mentioned this before, rather than being an opposition, they're going to be making new friends. And on the diamonds the following week, I'm sure there's going to be people going up and giving each other hugs and saying hi and giving each other high fives when normally they wouldn't. So these friendships that they make at state championships can last a lifetime. So really looking forward to seeing how our juniors go up there.
Plenty to look forward to and some great experiences to be had, no doubt. Now, Veg, we've got our Gawler Districts and Softball Association presentation all scheduled and we're ready to go. This is happening on the 19th of March from between 2 and 5 o'clock p.m. Just tell us what else we need to know.
So this is an annual event. So we run it on a Sunday, and that just makes it a bit more family friendly for people and to get the kids out. We used to run these presentations for the entire club or an association on grand final night, but sometimes that can get a little bit messy. So we've decided to run it on a Sunday, which we did last year, and it was very successful. It was a really family-friendly event, and we really encourage our current members, but also our previous members, those that attended the 40-year celebration and others, to come out and just have a few drinks and snacks and hear all the presentations and all the wonderful things that and all the wonderful players that we've kind of like created from our association, and we'll do the best and fairest votes and hand out a number of other awards. So it's just going to be a lovely family-friendly afternoon out there.
Well, Veg, Ingram, the president of the Gawler District Softball Association, have a great time in the Riverland, and we thank you once again for your time on the Friday Sports Show. We'll speak to you next week.
Fantastic. Thanks, Ella. See you later.